Hey guys, I'm here to share with you this amazing story. So let us get right into it. The infertile alien princess, who was given away as a gift, has finally had a child. The king is furious about the sudden appearance of the heir. "You bastard, how dare you humiliate me like this? You will pay dearly for this." The sharp voice echoed through the entire hall. In front of the king stood a man with his head hung in shame. He was so ashamed that even tears were streaming down his face. The man was Sir Ragnar, one of the most valiant knights in the kingdom. He had served the king faithfully for more than 20 years, but today he was being treated like a traitor, and he knew exactly why. The king looked at the person beside Ragnar, and his face darkened even more. It was Lady Alara, the woman whom Ragnar had wed a year ago. She was beautiful, ethereal, and graceful, a perfect match for the king's son. But there was a problem. After a year of marriage, she was still not pregnant, which meant that she could not bear children. This was an extremely serious issue. You see, the king desperately needed an heir. His wife had long since passed away, leaving him to rule the kingdom all alone. If he didn't have a child, then after he died, the throne would pass to his younger brother, which he absolutely refused to allow. This was because his brother was ambitious and cruel and would do anything to gain power, even kill him. So when Alara came to the kingdom as a diplomatic gift from a neighboring country, the king saw it as a chance to produce an heir. But now it seemed that this chance had slipped through his fingers. The king turned back to Alara and asked, "Why are you still standing? Leave." Alara curtsied to the king before turning and leaving the hall. As soon as she disappeared from sight, the king roared, "Get her to my study right now." Alara walked into the study with her head held high. She understood the king's anger, but she would not apologize for something that was not her fault. Even though she couldn't speak the local language, the king somehow understood what she was saying. "Why can't you speak my language?" he asked. "I am sorry, Your Majesty, but I just arrived in this kingdom and I don't know your language. If you want to talk to me, I suggest you ask Sir Ragnar to translate," she said coldly. The king was taken aback by her attitude, but he quickly recovered. He had dealt with arrogant people like her before and knew exactly how to handle them. "Very well, I want you to tell me what happened. Why can't you bear a child after a year of marriage?" "Your Majesty, there must be some misunderstanding. I am not barren. I can bear children," Alara replied. "Oh, really? Then why haven't you gotten pregnant after a year of marriage?" "Don't lie to me. I sent my men to investigate this matter, and they told me the truth. You are infertile." "No, it's not my fault. It's Sir Ragnar's." "What did you say? How could he be at fault? He's a man. All he needs to do is release his seed inside you, and you will get pregnant. Is there a problem with that? It's not his fault. There is nothing wrong with him. It's all because of me. I am sorry, Your Majesty, but I can't have children because I have been implanted with a contraceptive device by my father." "What? So you were planning to have children with someone else?" "I never said that. My father did this to me without telling anyone. He thought that if he gave me away as a gift, I would be able to get an heir for his friend's kingdom. But I never agreed to this. I never wanted to be a bargaining chip in his Game of Thrones. I hate him so much. He ruined my life." The king was shocked. He had no idea that such a thing had happened. He looked at Ragnar and asked, "Is this true? Did the princess come to your kingdom as a bargaining chip?" Ragnar lowered his head in shame. He had hoped that the king would be angry at him, but he never expected that his wife would also be punished. "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I didn't know that she had been implanted with a contraceptive device. I only found out after we were married. I tried talking to her about it, but she refused to listen. She said that she didn't want children. She wanted to become a warrior. How could you agree to this? Do you have any idea how important an heir is to me? If I die without an heir, my brother will take over the kingdom, and he will not hesitate to kill me or you. Once he takes the throne, He will turn this kingdom into a battlefield. Our enemies will declare war, and our allies will betray us. Do you understand what I am saying? My brother is ambitious, ruthless, and cunning. If he becomes king, we will all suffer." Ragnar knew that the king was right. His brother was a danger to the kingdom, and he would do anything to prevent him from taking the throne. That's why he had brought Alara to the kingdom. He hoped that they would be able to produce an heir, but now it seemed that he had failed. "I'm sorry, Your Majesty. I will do whatever it takes to make it up to you." "Oh, really? Then prove it. I want you to bring me another bride. She must be young, beautiful, and most importantly, fertile. Find her and bring her to me within 3 months. If you fail, then don't bother coming back." Ragnar bowed his head in agreement. He knew that the king was giving him a chance, but he also knew that this was a dangerous task. If he failed, his life would be in danger. But he was determined to succeed. Ragnar left the study and went straight to his horse. He had to leave immediately if he wanted to find a suitable bride for the king within 3 months. But where could he find such a woman? He racked his brain, but came up with nothing. As he rode through the forest, he suddenly heard a scream. He pulled his horse to the side and listened intently. He heard the scream again and decided to investigate. He followed the sound and found a clearing. In the middle of the clearing stood a beautiful woman. She was tall, with long flowing hair and beautiful green eyes. But it was not her beauty that made Ragnar stop. It was the fact that she was surrounded by wolves. And these were no ordinary wolves. They were huge, with sharp teeth and glowing red eyes. They looked like wolves, but they weren't. They were wolf-like aliens. Ragnar knew that he was in danger, but he couldn't help but stare at the beautiful woman. She was unlike anyone he had ever seen before, and he knew that if he could bring her to the king, he would have more than an heir. He would have an entire army at his command. These wolf-like aliens were known for their loyalty and ferocity in battle. And if he could convince the woman to marry the king, then he would have saved himself and the kingdom. He cleared his throat and approached the clearing. The wolves immediately snarled and bared their teeth. The woman turned around and stared at Ragnar. Her eyes were cold and hard, like ice. "Who are you?" she asked in a voice that was as cold as ice. "My name is Ragnar, and I am a knight of the kingdom. I am here to ask for your hand in marriage." She laughed, a cruel, mocking laugh that sent shivers down Ragnar's spine. "You are a fool. I am not for sale. And besides, I am not interested in marrying anyone. I understand that you don't want to marry me, but you have no choice. Your father has already agreed to this marriage. He thinks that by marrying me, you will become a bargaining chip in his Game of Thrones. But I won't allow him to use you like that. Marry me, and I promise that you will never regret it." "You bastard! How dare you humiliate me like this? You will pay dearly for this." The sharp voice echoed through the entire hall. To be continued. And thank you for watching.